This video is going to be about a recent trip I had with Fawn to a place called Wang Nam Kio. I've heard a lot about it for the last probably 2 or 3 years that I've been here. Wang Nam Kio is a quiet place. I'll start off with some negatives and just kind of a broad thing. A lot of the fancy cafes and some of the restaurants are closed by lack of business. The economy in Thailand is slow. It struggles. I don't know how their baht has risen against I'm an American, against my dollar. That does rub me the wrong way a little bit, but it is what it is. But that lack of tourism and business is sort of, on the other hand, the one of the really nice things about Wang Nam Kio. It's quiet. If you're looking for, and it's inexpensive, since it's not a big tourist place. There are no high-end restaurants that I am aware of. There might be a high-end resort somewhere. There probably is, but I'm not aware of it. And the resorts that I've seen there are affordable and pretty. I like beautiful places that are quiet and affordable. And the food's all fine. I mean, there's probably 30, 40 coffee shops. I mean, I just didn't see any gourmet coffee, that kind of thing. So Fawn and I are at that point, and I do think of her as my wife, which still freaks out my brain a little bit. But I mean, culturally, she certainly is here, and she takes care of every aspect of my life for me, like a fantastic wife that you would dream about would, in all honesty. As my friends here have. My good friends here all have a good traditional Thai Isan woman that does the same for them. They've all chosen a woman kind of like Fawn, more or less, and they're getting this incredible care, and we're all really happy with that. But Fawn and I are kind of hitting that stride and that point in our relationship where, with her boys living with us 4 nights a week, and they come over probably 6 days a week or 5 days a week at least, for hours at a time or half or most of the day or whatever. And that's all fine. They're extremely respectful. If I get tired of having too much activity in the house, because I'm a quiet, old, crabby, retired guy, I'll say, you by hong, you need to go in your room and play. And then they're great. I don't get any sour faces or, whatever. And later, if I feel a little guilty about that, I'll go get them some snacks, and boy, does that go a long way. So, you know what I mean? So it's all been good. I mean, the mixing of hands between me and her family and her children and Fawn and her friends, we've got that at this point. I'd say dialed in. I would call it dialed in. I just had a nice chat and exchanged a little bit of humor with her dad. He's got a quiet day cutting grass and hanging out at his house today. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm kind of hanging out at the house today too, waiting for my Thai lesson. I leave in a couple hours still, so I'll probably grab a bite to eat before that. And I was going to the store to buy batteries for a couple of my remotes and things here. And while I was there, I know he loves ice cream. He's a big ice cream guy, which is funny because he's such a serious, stoic kind of guy, being a rice farmer. And I brought him an ice cream, a Thai tea, a cold tea, and some snacks and stuff. And he was all, and we were joking about that. And it's fun. He's one of those people that's appreciative and kind, and it makes it nice to do pleasant things for them. You know what I mean? Anyway, but Fawn and I are hitting our stride and this and that, and our relationship can be a little bit about, all the things we got to do all the time, and it can take some of the fun out of it, right, for both of us, and we probably don't want that. So what we've been doing is, and she initiates a lot of this, bless her little tiny heart. She's like, let's take some time. Let's have a date tonight. Let's do this. And I jump on. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. We need to do that. That's important. I really tried to do that in my first marriage. It obviously didn't work out because I'm here. But I did make that effort. And so did my ex-wife. I'm not vilifying anybody. I mean, she made an effort with that too. And it just didn't, we weren't successful, unfortunately. But with Fawn, I take it extra care because, I want to make sure this relationship really works. And she suggested we do this Wang Nam Kio thing. She had a work trip anyways, and we could make it into like a little mini romantic date, and we did, and it was nice. So Wang Nam Kio, great place for quiet, getaway, alone time, together time with your lady. If you want to take a date there and see how she does away from all the fancy shopping and you buying stuff all the time, or taking her to expensive dinners, because the semi people, the modern people, they love all that stuff. The traditional people really don't, but the modern people really do. Again, that's where all your problems come from, in my opinion. And you can see how they do in Wang Nam Kio, and if they don't survive that test, hey, I would do the stormtrooper thing, move along, right? Do that. But anyway, so I took a whole bunch of photos and some short videos. I'm going to throw this in at the front like an intro, and let's check out Wang Nam Kio. All right. The camera turns, so I don't catch any village leaders in my video. That would not be polite without asking, and I'm not going to ask. Just arrived at our hotel for the weekend. Looks pretty nice. This is a Fawn's work function with a bunch of village leaders. I was speaking a little polite Thai and giving out Ys and bowing and speaking softly. Looks like we're at a little lake resort with little cabins. I definitely could take a little cabin with Fawn this weekend. That sounds great. I brought a cigar and some bourbon with me, so all I need is a glass and some ice, and I've got everything a man needs. So. Did shoulder day yesterday, which is always hard. I'm still doing the rehab. For those following me along, I'm still doing the rehab. It's brutal, but dang it, it's coming. And I'm not going to, unlikely I'll need surgery at this point. I can rehab this dang shoulder. So at 61, everything just doesn't want to work anymore. Anyway, so I'm just going to relax. So the point being, I'm going to take a couple days off. I planned that. So I've got the weekend, no exercise, just walking, and sipping bourbon and smoking cigars. That should help with the recovery, don't you think? So to try to give the best feel that I could of Wang Nam Kio for people who haven't been there yet, I took a series of photos as we drove in, as Fawn drove me in, which was really kind of her, so I could make this slideshow for you guys. It was so pretty. I mean, I go through so many beautiful places in Thailand every time we travel, honestly, but Wang Nam Kio always is of note. We've driven through here a whole bunch of times on our way to other places, and I always just notice the striking natural beauty of the place. And it's so quiet. You don't have the tourism. You don't have the hustle and bustle. It's just this beautiful, quiet place. Here's a little side store that was across the street from our resort. And here's the place we actually had the coffee and a dinner at, Jenkins Coffee. It was just fine. Here's where I tried to take photos of the local kind of average, typical homes that I saw to give you a little idea of the locale there. Again, a very quiet, humble place. This is the balcony of the restaurant where I had my cigar and bourbon. Nice place. You can see how empty it was. It was just us as the only customers, which was typical for the whole weekend, honestly. So you have to be comfortable with that kind of peace and quiet to appreciate Wang Nam Kio. There's my maker's mark, which was lovely to have there. Bit of a contrast to that setting. Here's Fawn starting the mugata. And here she is cooking it up for us. While she was cooking, I was having my smoke, and we just chatted away about her day, her work, all the things in her life. Gave us a nice chance to catch up with each other, if you know what I mean. It was really much appreciated. And these photos were Fawn's idea to try to capture the fog, if that's even possible. There's the name. I don't even remember the name of the darn place. I'll have Fawn tell me. I'll put it on the screen here. Really, really pretty place. I mean, she's playing with me a little bit in this photo. This is in the lobby of the resort. And this is us at breakfast, where the big leader was joking with me. And you know, Thais like to joke about sex, I'll just say. And I joked back and got a big laugh, and I love doing that. Here's our little bungalow. It was just a little efficiency apartment with a balcony over this pond. Very, very pretty. I don't remember the exact price, but this place was really quite cheap, as I recall. And very pretty, plenty of walking around. There's the actual lobby. That's the big check-in desk. These are very basic accommodations, very rustic, but not the fake rustic. This is real, and it's nice, you know. And everybody was really pleasant. I worked hard to take photos with very few or no people in them. The place actually was relatively busy because Fawn had a big work group there. But and a bunch of village leaders came to check on stuff. But the pool was nice. Everything was great. Here's the shot of me with the big leader. Really a compliment that you want to spend so much time and attention on me. And then we're getting ready to go back home, and she's buying some vegetables and that. And then this is just some of the surrounding scenery. It was just so pretty. pretty. It is known for its extreme beauty in Wang Nam Kio. It really is. And I tried to capture that with these photos. Some of the best stuff I missed, but here, this is like a typical house. Everything I took, I tried to capture the everyday, typical, what it really is. Nothing, posed or going out of my way for anything special one way or the other. So, it was like that. And here's us at this Couple Love Cafe, which was actually pretty good. I bought a little thing of cookies and we each had a nice coffee. That was our view from sitting in our pavilion. They clearly own that land over there. And this is our lunch. On the way home, we stopped for a nice lunch, and this is my little lunch partner, just me and Fawn. Very pretty picture over there. I showed this in the prior video. I think I switched their order of these. This could actually be a next week's video, getting a sneak peek. And I took this picture myself as well. I think it's extremely pretty. Turning out to be a pretty convenient spot. Look at across the street, bunch of little convenience stores. Digging this. This should be a great weekend. But here's my little rental room for the weekend with Fawn. I mean, it's just one night and one day, I guess, or day and a half. But cute little pond. We're right on this little pond. This place is really pretty. I like it. Jenkins Coffee. I'll do a couple snapshots. And I'm getting a Chakio lawn, a hot green tea. Mugata always takes a little time for Fawn to cook, and so I'm having my smoke at the dinner table, which I don't think I've ever done before actually, but I'm on an open balcony. This is as open as it gets. We have 100% ventilation, people, and I've got a little maker's mark I brought in a flask. I'll show a photo, and I'm just going to relax and have this nice little smoke and look at Fawn, which is a very pleasant view. We're going to do that. We're in Wang Nam Kio, just making the most of it. Just a quiet little evening. Pretty little place. Beautiful. I recommend it. So it's a kind of nothing here, but sometimes you just kind of want nothing. It's kind of nice. Next thing, Fawn's been cooking away. I had a little bit of my cigar. I had just a kind of an inexpensive locally available cigar that I bought in Bangkok. It was just, it is what it is. And sipping a little Diet Coke now. And then there's no dessert offered anywhere around here that she thinks, so we'll probably just go to 7-Eleven. I'd like a little tiny something sweet. I'd like a little tiny chocolate bar or a little cookie, or I like a little tiny sweet once in a while. I don't eat many sweets. I'm not addicted to sugar like I used to be, but they're awfully cute. She's been really good. It's been going well, and yeah, this weekend, because it's Saturday. Hey, this is the big Saturday night. It's been very peaceful and just an easy, peaceful week. I got to put a photo in. I bought a rug for my library, which was nice. Just stuff like that. And here we are on the ride home. This is going through, there's a little urban part along this one divided highway in Wang Nam Kio. And I shot this video to show you just kind of the nightlife, as it were, I suppose, but give you a little actual real vibe of the city and the whole area. I did all the country roads, which are so pretty. But you come up to this divided highway. I'm going to call this the downtown, if you will, if you allow me to do that. And but the point is, they have 2 or 3 7-Eleven stores, dozens of little tiny mom and pop, what they call lan ka, little convenience stores. And then that's probably about all you're interested in. We didn't see any big restaurants or anything. I just caught Fawn looking at me. I strangled behind to get a coffee and to take a walk myself from the nice breakfast. It was very nice. So that's kind of Wang Nam Kio. You're either going to like that kind of thing or not, I would say. And I feel like from the video you get a pretty good sense of the place. There's quite a few of the resorts of the size, scale, and general scope, and little independent villas and things like what we had. There's quite a few resorts in that area, so if you like the kind of thing that we like, you could go to the Suan Sukata, or however you pronounce that. Suan means garden, by the way. Sukata, I'm not sure what that means, but Suan means garden, and a lot of them are garden this, garden that, or something. Wang Nam Kio was just, again, it's a very pretty place. But Fawn was saying, if I'm remembering this correctly, please forgive me, Saraburi is also a place that's in some ways a little bit similar with natural beauty. And I want to say I thought it had some waterfalls or something in it. There's another place famous for the waterfalls that's not Saraburi. That's Nam Tok is waterfall, but I forget. I forget the name of that one. Sorry, but might check out Saraburi. Otherwise, really, just for the rest of this year, as we get closer to the holidays and stuff. Again, this is my favorite time in Thailand. I love this. I'm just settling in with my relationship with Fawn. Coming up on 4 years here, I have a short handful of nice friendships, which is plenty of socializing for me. I found a group of Americans that meet, I will tell you, the first Thursday of every month in Korat, in Johor, which is part of Korat, the first Thursday of every month at O&D Pub, or OND restaurant, run by a guy named Detlef. A very nice, I'm going to call him a German hippie. Maybe he's just a chill, relaxed, bohemian, kind of quiet, easygoing dude, the kind of guy you could go sit and have a beer with or something, you know. And his English is excellent, and his Thai is pretty good. And for a German, his Thai is amazing. No disrespect to my German friends. If you're a native German speaker, the Thai language is just harder because the tones of those two languages are kind of like opposite to one another. It just makes it harder. The French guys tend to have maybe the easiest time with this language. I've noticed a lot of French speakers that speak really well. That could be a coincidence, but anyhow, so that's that. I'm not going to do any bonus footage because the whole video is basically bonus footage of me and Fawn. It's been really going nice with her, as you can tell. I'm just thankful everything has been settling in. Just working on myself, just working on trying to improve my personal circumstances. I've changed up my schedule again. I'll cover that in another video, I'm sure. And it's generally all good in the village. So if you like the quiet life, this kind of thing might be for you. Take care. Thank you. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. If you've watched this far, please consider hitting like and subscribe.